Don't worry, man. It's the technology. It's not your fault. Makeup?
Best support.
Yeah, this is bad.
Don't worry, we can do it again. It's fine.
Okay. Hello Trekkies and welcome back with another video of Trekkerprise. Well, as you can see today we are in London Olympia, London Olympia, in the convention center, London Spring and Film and ComiCon. This is your very first ComiCon.
Yes.
And she's very excited, so am I. We here for two different reasons. One, to meet Isaac from the Orville, Mark Jackson himself, who's apparently just across the hall right there. And later on Ted Raimi as well, who played in Sequest. That's more familiar for me, for you, but you know.
No idea.
Who do you want to see more?
Of course, Isaac.
Of course, Isaac. So yeah, we're gonna go for a round and then we see if we can get Mark Jackson to actually say a couple of things about his character to the channel, and then just approach him and see how we see in real life. So how do you like the convention so far? What's wrong?
I haven't seen Isaac yet. It's not in his booth.
Well, he's maybe having a recharge in the battery station.
No.
What if he is?
Don't fool me.
What if he has? Alright, we just keep circling around and we might find him.
I wish we could bump into him.
Okay, so we just found out that we can do an interview with Mark Jackson. And she's super excited. It's alright, calm down. Okay, so we're gonna go and try our luck. We're here at London Film and ComiCon and we have a really special guest.
Don't worry, man. It's the technology. It's not your fault. Makeup?
Best support.
Yeah, this is bad.
Don't worry, we can do it again. It's fine. It's okay.
So did you come up with the moves by yourself, or did someone direct it to you to actually make the specific moves to Kaylan?
Sure, well, it was a team effort, really. Basically, the costume itself, as you can see, is quite specific. It was quite constrictive in some ways. Made me have a good posture. The armor itself is very tight, so that really helped in the kind of economy of his movement. And I think that's very important. If you're an artificial life form, you don't waste energy on human movements, because we're all over the place most of the time, aren't we? Whereas a machine would be very precise and would only move if it has to. So I always try to remember that with him. His hands, we discovered, because the gloves are so beautiful, are one of his most expressive body parts. So we really try to use the gloves as much as possible, and I try to put as much expression into his hand movements as I can. And as you know, his faceplate is pretty blank. So acting through that has always been a wonderful challenge.
How can you see through the mask?
Well, it's pretty good actually. I've got about 75% visibility.
Wow.
It's some sort of NASA material. I don't know where it's come from, but it's opaque to look at from outside, but from looking through, it's like if you don't have your contact lenses in, or you've left them in for too long. It's that slightly blurry kind of look. Yeah.
And what do you do with the voice? Because I did notice that your natural voice is a bit different than what we can hear from Isaac. So is there any behind the scene?
Well, so there's a microphone inside the helmet, and the original idea was we were going to just use that as the dialogue, but the technology isn't quite there to make it sound like they wanted it to. So we do record live for reference, and then we ADR in a studio afterwards, and then they take my voice and they modulate it slightly to have that effect. But it's sort of 90% me, really, the voice.
Wow, that's awesome. And what do you hope for Isaac in the future? I know it's kind of spoilery, but
well, I mean, I won't give away too much.
No.
You're
not allowed to.
But he's well, we've already started to learn a lot more about him this season, which I think is really exciting. We found his planet, we've met some of his people. He's really started to have relationships with people in the crew now. So I think that's all really exciting, and the sky's the limit with Isaac. As we know now from the end of the Identity two-parter, he's now stuck on the Orville. Like he's theirs, and he's all by himself in that respect. So yeah, hopefully people will accept him and embrace him back into the fold.
because I'm a big fan. I think you are my favorite character in the Orville. And how do you find that with the like relationship part with the Finn kids when you're like acting?
Yeah, well, Isaac's a really interesting character because he doesn't have human emotions, obviously. It's finding a right balance between him just thinking in algorithms, which is basically what he does, and not humanizing him too much. Because I think if you do that, then you lose the weirdness of Isaac, which is really his charm, I think. You know, everyone loves a bit of weird, which I think is why he's so popular. So it's remembering that he is a weird machine. And you know, taking that into these very human relationships that he has with people like Penny Johnson-Gerald here, who's a marvelous actress, and we all love her. And it's a gift to work with her. So, you know, I mean, having scenes with her has been such a joy that their relationship is one of the weirdest. I think Gordon says that at the end of the Happy Refrain episode. We are, without a doubt, the weirdest ship in the galaxy. And I think he's got spot on there because, yeah, that's a pretty weird relationship. But I think there should be more interspecies relationships in space, right? I think we need to see more of that.
Yeah, as you said, that is all about the balance between like humanity and like robotic like weirdness.
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
And so.
How do you handle it?
It's just always remembering that he is a machine, you know. I mean, I think every actor's urge is to imbue their character with naturalism and, you know, a real sort of human heart. But I have to remember that he doesn't have that. You know, if you open up Isaac, it's, well, who knows what's inside Isaac, but it's certainly not a human heart. So I think I've got to constantly check myself in that respect. And actually, Seth's very good at helping me with that. You know, he's my sort of right-hand man. He'll come to me and say, "Oh, Mark, I think that was a bit too sort of sympathetic, perhaps." You know, Isaac is not a sympathetic character. So I think it's constantly working with other people to make sure that he remains true to himself.
Seth kind of guides you.
He does, yeah. He's my eyes, you know.
Did you? There was a moment in Identity Part 1 when Ed Mercer introduced Isaac as the emissary, and then having Tanjiro Johnson from Deep Space Nine as the love interest of the emissary. Did it come from DS9 as an inspiration, or did it just happen as it did?
Well, I don't know. You'll have to ask Seth that.
I would love to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any control over the writing, so who knows where the inspirations come from. But I think we definitely feed on all the best sci-fi out there, and I think Star Trek is something that does inspire us a lot. I feel like this show is a love letter to Star Trek. You know? It's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Why did you throw away Ty's picture in part 1?
Well, that kind of goes back to what we're talking about, him not being human. You know, what is a drawing? What is a drawing? How is it useful to an artificial life form? You know, we as humans attach a great deal of import to objects and, you know, emotionally charged pieces like a child's drawing. But to him, it's just a bunch of lines on a flat piece of paper. I mean, why would he care so much? However, what we do find out is that Isaac is, whether he likes it or not, getting attached to people. And it's down to his algorithms changing. You know, he's slowly being reprogrammed to adapt to biologicals, and that's part of the wonderful arc of his character that I very much enjoyed playing.
So what's the most challenging part of playing part?
The most challenging part is, I think, acting through the suit. You know. Most actors obviously rely on their face, usually, and I think that's been quite liberating, actually, not to have to worry about what your face is doing. However, of course, in Happy Refrain, you meet human Isaac, which was lovely as well. But then there was another challenge, because I had to decide what a human version of Isaac would act like. You know? I couldn't be all animated and smiley. So that was good fun to figure out. Yeah.
Well, Mark Jackson, thank you very much for taking the time for us, and honestly, just can't wait to see the next episode of the Orville.
Oh, absolute pleasure. Nice talking to you.
We just finished the interview with Isaac. Yeah, I'm not going to call him Mark Jackson, just Isaac. And it went really well. It's just we were both too nervous because he was so cute. Anyways, hope you liked the interview. And here's how you get in the same picture.
This is how we get in the same picture. Yeah, rookie mistake. If you ever do an interview with an actor, with your wife, make sure all of you in the same frame, and then you keep your wife happy. Happy wife, happy life. So meeting Mark Jackson was awesome. We had a really nice chat with him. As you can see, he's a really nice guy. It's like really looking forward to actually talk to him in the future if there's a chance. Ted Raimi was nice too. I mean, I happened to talk to him as well about Sequest. Hopefully, I will be able to talk to him with him in the future as well. He seems like really blessed that someone really cares about Sequest even after all these long years. And I'm really curious what Mrs. Trekkerprise thinks about the whole convention.
I'm only here for one reason, or well, two. I'm here for you and for Isaac. And I think full mission has been completed.
Wow. So that it wraps it up?
Yeah. Well, it's quite good. I have to say, it's not the thing that I would call myself. But this is only my first one. Maybe
Sound
there are
responsible for that.
well, but there will be many more to come.
Wow. So that was it for today, guys. London Film and ComiCon Spring from London Olympia 2019 in March. Please don't forget to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to receive all the geekiness and more. Forgot what I have to say.
Okay, peace out.
Okay. Live long and prosper.